much. So today I'm going to focus on citizen science, but I'm going to focus on citizen science within the globe of social sciences. And in this regard, I'm hoping first to deal with citizen science as a term, but as a fundamental constituent of especially social sciences. Then I'm going to analyze the term with the territories of the practical side and the possibilities of creating and sustaining some meaningful relationships within social sciences. And hopefully, lastly, I'm planning to shed light upon the capability of higher education institutions and in this regard, in terms of creating more spaces for citizen science, especially for citizen social science, and where some interdisciplinary projects and alike could be carried out. So, what is citizen science then? It is in its simplest sense, or maybe in its best case, it's the collaborative act, work, or endeavor of the participants, such as scientists, researchers, academics, and the society, of course, the citizens as a whole, toward a common goal. And what does citizen science comprise? It includes the public, of course, as the name suggests, the citizens themselves as participants, the key participants. And the setting is the real world, the world outside there. And in terms of the process, we can say it's voluntary type of scientific research conducted. And how? In most cases, with partnership with scientists, scientific bodies, or organizations like higher education institutions. And what is citizen science for, or who is it for? The most important aim here is to target real-world problems, the issues we're facing as humanity, as societies. And scientific process is an important part of citizen science, and scientific process is carried out in conventional terms. For example, there are experiments carried out, data collected, there is the data analysis process, of course, findings and results we have, and the findings and results are interpreted and evaluated to solve real-world problems. And taking a closer look at citizen science, we see the salient aspects. For example, citizen science, as one of the recent definitions suggests, is the work or total of works across different disciplines, actually, different types of research, different sciences, or different branches of science come into play here. And then it is applicable, of course, for different scientific disciplines and fields or study areas. And it involves participants throughout the scientific research process. And there are some protocols, as in all scientific endeavor, and some different principles of the very discipline, the related one, are also relevant here. And different roles, responsibilities, accountability are all valid for citizen science work. And there are a fair number of examples actually from around the world, but I have three for you for now. So one is from Turkey, my homeland, and it is actually a popular one. It has some global sides as well, and it is something to do with bird watching, wild bird, following wild birds, and it's ornithological citizen science. And we have a lot of US-based ones. For example, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence is an endeavor, an example of citizen science work. And there is this mosquito alert work, again, as part of citizen science endeavor, and it is a global one. And as I said earlier, there are a fair number of examples from around the world. And looking at citizen science again, we have different aspects and sides and dimensions, actually. So the coverage areas for now are a lot or plentiful, but still we need to expand, the relevant researchers say. And with the pandemic, it is arguably visible that we need different solutions to the existing problems and the problems yet to emerge. And here, a more holistic view is important, they say. So citizen science, again, is very handy and helpful in this regard. But taking a holistic view is very important because it's not just understanding health issues or trying to address health issues. It is important to understand society, even humanity as a whole. So there are some societal issues, social problems. So we need to have a broader perspective. So it is important to revisit the role and function of citizen science and make it citizen social science where and when possible. Yes, to date or hitherto, the citizen science work endeavored to target problems like ecosystem problems, pollution, or other environmental type of problems. But we need to have different branches of science to do something better and to sustain the work going on. So we need art, we need humanities, we need social work and social sciences as a whole, even liberal arts we need. So we need to revisit the redesign, designation, and the carrying out of citizen science in this sense. And citizen science, as I said earlier, needs more work or more contribution of social sciences. How? We need to have platforms where social sciences and different sciences meet. And this can be done through or with the help of citizen science so that we can understand and target social issues, issues of societal, nature, or issues that are pertinent to all the people, not just one group of people, or not just one society, one form or aspect of society, let's say. So they say social sciences are invaluable here, and we can use scientific knowledge of social sciences and we can target the challenges awaiting us, the current ones and the ones awaiting, unfortunately, awaiting us to target and fight. And there are different endeavors so far. For example, we can get help from citizen social sciences, of course, as well as citizen humanities. In fact, citizen humanities is an emerging field, and it is not just, of course, the same as citizen social science, but they have a lot of meaningful intersections, so they can be handy too. For example, archaeological or historical work can be a part of citizen social science as well as citizen humanities, or linguistics work. We need society and citizens to work on different, for example, documents where there are different types of important information or historical knowledge or heritage. So we need citizens as social beings to again understand social issues. And again, interdisciplinary projects are precious here. We can have different projects. We can get help from not just social sciences, but other branches of science or different, methods, methodology, and understanding and epistemological thinking of different branches of science as well. So it is important that some value is added to citizen science, the field. How? We should understand the social side of doing things. We shouldn't be, overlooking or underestimating the importance of the human being and the potential of citizens as social beings and what they can contribute to the field of citizen science. And of course, here, scientific methodology and thinking of social sciences are important. They are important resources to be resorted to. And so research agents citizens and the work done then can be more holistic and more meaningful. Here, higher education institutions, I mean universities and the other bodies alike, are very important because they are, as we know, as everybody knows, research centers where scientific knowledge is produced and disseminated. So they can act as important agents alongside citizens here. And there are very nice, actually, examples around the world. And some examples are citizen science work, and some are carried out as part of civics education. For example, there can be projects like philosophy for everyone, or digital humanities, let's say for the elderly, or mythology for children type of projects. They are citizen science projects, and they can be handled again or at the same time as part of civics education. So researchers, academics, faculty, and of course citizens should work together here to do some meaningful work toward understanding different dimensions of the society. So I don't want to keep you that much. So I'd like to close stating that number one, yes, citizen science is an important field. It's not a very new field, but it has emerging important dimensions and aspects within itself. And social sciences are important, getting more important even nowadays, and it has a future in this regard within citizen science. Universities, as I said earlier, are important bodies or institutions where we can meet citizen science and social sciences in a purposeful manner. And some examples of work could be, for example, UNESCO World Heritage List we have, as we know well. So faculty, I mean researchers and academics, can focus on this list and invite citizens as part of citizen science work to do something together to preserve the, sites on this list, or some other types of projects could be here again valid and meaningful. For example, promoting well-being in urban communities can be another example here. Anything that is done for humans and with humans actually is welcomed here, we can say, in a basic sense. Thank you very much for listening to me. This is the end. If you want to communicate, I'd be glad now, or you can postpone it later. Here is my email address. Thank you so much.